Lions, how we doing? Yes.
It's not a soccer game.
You sure? Dear God, we want to thank you for this wonderful 4th of July that we survived. We want to thank you for those people that put in those extra hours. And we want to thank all the customers that came to the booth and the beer garden and all of our activities and the kids' races this weekend. Bless our food to our bodies. In Jesus' name, amen.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Mr. Parker. Mr. Parker.
What? You didn't ask me,
Tis of thee, sweet land of liberty, of thee I sing. Land where my fathers died, land of thy pilgrims' pride, from every mountainside, let freedom ring.
Think it wasn't Hal doing any family can sit there or what?
Yeah, right.
David,
That's right.
my mistake.
Hal.
We have some elder abuse going on over here.
Al, are you done yet?
Rick, you need to speak louder.
I am speaking. We have Happy Bucks, or
No,
announcements
Lion Tamers.
first. Lion Tamers first.
President Rick and fellow Lions and guests. I'll let Mike Parker introduce his guest, and I'm going to let Spencer introduce his program.
President Rick, which is really hard to say.
I'm sorry.
Fellow Lions and guests, I'd like to introduce my friend Linda Carricker. We both went to high school down in Carolina. She's much younger than me, though. She graduated a year behind me. I'd like to pay a penance, too. Last week, I was working one day off all week. I woke up Saturday morning and I would have bet the bank it was Friday. I went out and worked in my yard all day and went to lunch about 3 o'clock, and lo and behold, I was told it was
Shit, or tell someone that you can't make it, you're gonna get fined. Or you want to start with that.
President Rick, fellow Lions and guests. That's a hard one. I don't know if we're ready for that.
It's hard for him too.
Also today, just a reminder that it is the first Tuesday of the month, so you should have on some sort of Lions gear. If you are new and do not have Lions gear, you do not have to pay. Other than that, you should be putting some kind of fine in it. Anyway, sunshine. We have several cards back here. One is a thank you to Jansen's. They donated the flowers for our installation dinner, so there's a card for that. There's a card for Don Donaldson, who has some major health issues and is not doing very well. If you want more information, you need to talk to Mike Parker. The other one's for Steve Johnston, who it's my understanding is back at the Highlander over in Kelso. He was in the hospital again, but he is back at the Highlander. And the other one is for Tom Chamberlain, whose mother passed away about a week and a half ago or so. And Mike wants to say something. Oh, it's Greg. Never mind. It's Greg. I lied. It's Greg you want to talk to.
Brittany, don't follow
They
me.
kind of seem to interchange from time to time.
They look alike. Rick, would you like to say anything about Dawn?
That's all right. Getting used to the state flags. Me? We're running.
Happy Bucks.
Yay, finally, happy bucks, Lions win.
Mr. Rick, all lines and guests, happy we had a successful 4th of July activities, beer garden, kids races, so on. Also ecstatic, the Pioneer Lions boat won a trophy. 4th year in a row. Also, I have heard that the totem pole is going to be coming down the end of this month, so that'll be good to get that restored.
Past President Home.
President Rick, don't mind the guest, the first buck, of course, is having the right clothes on, oh God.
At least you have clothes on.
The second one is, I think we may need a motion on the floor of second the full vote, not let Mike Parker lead in singing. And if he's the only choice, I say we ask Cal. David said he was, okay. Let's see, let's get to that third Hackerbuck. The big news this week is, had a wonderful time, with family and friends over the 4th. Sorry I couldn't make any of those work parties, but, there was some serious hot tubbing and other things going on that stood precedent. And, I hear the numbers are really great, and I'm very proud of all of you. 4th one is the biggest news of the week. Sally, my RV, is getting her new floor tomorrow. I couldn't be more excited. I really couldn't, so I don't have to listen to my wonderful Jerry complain about the stinky carpet. And the 10th Happy Buck is going to be, gosh, looking across the room at all your smiling faces, it makes me realize that we're just the best darn club in the world.
I don't think so.
President Rick, it's really hard to say, or El Presidente Rick, fellow Lions, yeah, a couple of us. One is because I wanted to semi-apologize, my body giving up, and I couldn't finish at the 4th, even though I had a great time when I did work. And the other buck is just kind of wondering if anyone knows anything about riding lawnmowers. I could use a hand trying to get mine running. Thank you.
Jay, talk to me, I'll tell you who. Jay.
Google it.
Starting fluid. Starting fluid.
Past President.
Starting fluid.
Secretary forever.
BBL.
President Rick, fellow lines of guests. Okay, so I'm gonna start off with a quarter for a fine.
Well, for you, it's at least 5.
Yeah, 5 quarters. I'll pick those up next week. Actually, I won't, because next week, I will be gone. Yay! Melissa and I are taking off for our required trip to Belize, so we have to return again, so we'll be down there.
Required.
And, being forced to go, well, you know, well, we've been there 10 times, isn't that a requirement? There you go.
Have a good time. Okay. Uh-oh, President Rick.
You know me. No.
Okay.
She just calls me to dinner.
Yeah, don't be late. Gotta put some money in there. I just wanted to say it was a successful 4th of July and Spirit for Longview. Thank you to Katie leading all of that. It was great. We had, we must have had enough volunteers there. I'm not sure. I was in the trailer counting my money a lot of the time. I don't have time to do it.
We just kept bringing it to her.
As far as the lake stuff goes, I want to shout out to Marlene, who was the queen of cotton candy. Oh my gosh, did she go for it? That thankless task, but everybody bought them, every last one. And Catherine Siebold, she was the queen of the ice cream wagon. She kept all the high school kids in line, and she was unflappable even when the freezer gave out.
Oh, no.
Kind of melting. We had a rough time there, but boy, we were down to 4 flavors there at the end that weren't too soft, and people were still buying it. Even though they knew what was going on. So thank you to everybody. And thank you. That's what we're going to
President Rick, fellow Lions and guests, I just have a happy dollar. I'm excited about this team that's sitting up here up front today.
How about that secretary?
She was paid to say that.
Past President Cindy.
President Rick, fellow Lions and guests, I have a happy dollar. It was a great 4th of July. I enjoyed the shifts that I was able to work. I apologize again for not making the kids' races, but health said no. So anyways, we had a wonderful time at the house with Sam and Jamin, and of course the poor dog, I think he's a lap dog, he's an 85-pound lab. He had to be kind of sedated because he didn't like the fireworks. But they put on a show. I'm telling you, for 2 guys that went to Fred Meyer's and bought him at the stand, they put on quite a show. And just happy to be here and the sun shines out. Oh, and I've got tomatoes growing, I got cucumbers growing, and I've got squash growing.
Thank you, President Rick, the Lions, and
Good.
this is a happy, or this is our, we didn't wear Lions gear today, most of the tables. Otherwise, I've got a happy $5, basically, for thanks for all the work that everybody turned in, especially the people that put in thousands more hours than I did, which was, mine was a pittance compared to theirs. Anyway, enjoyed it. I enjoyed working with all those people. And today is Mark and mine 47th anniversary. That's why we sit at the same table. But he's a little mad at me. He's going that way.
So you got to say it first. I didn't know you guys were married. Oh, okay.
Thanks for telling us that in your name.
I'm not going there. Pass this, your governor, Welch.
Has it consummated the marriage yet?
President
I thought we were
Rick,
going ask,
no
don't
longer
tell.
acting president. Rick, there's the $1 fine for not wearing my Lions apparel, and my weekly $5 happy dollar, such as it is. First off, did you know Lion J has twin daughters? He wanted to name them after himself, so their names are L and K. I subscribe to a bad joke site that shows all these horrible jokes I made, and sometimes I share them with all share the pain with my fellow lions.
Yeah, I may take that book away from you.
Last night, got some kind of, mixed news. Happy that he's in a better place, but we found out, just as we were going to bed last night, Ellen's brother John passed away in Colorado, so next week we're feeling on to Colorado. As Terry noted, it is our anniversary today, so happy anniversary to Ellen and I, and Terry and Bonnie.
I know, that's, most of them have heard it so many times by now, so. $3, very happy for all the work that the Lions put in over the week. I got to work several shifts, but not nearly as many as they're able to do. Some people work a lot of time down there. I appreciate all the effort raised in there. Quote of the week is a proverb. If you're too busy to laugh, you are too busy. So I'm also grateful that we have fun at our events. And since it is our anniversary day, a quote from Rabbi Julius Gordon: "Love is not blind. It sees more, not less. But because it sees more, it's willing to see less."
I think Noreen was trying to talk to me out. Didn't come back my mouth.
Hey, Bob.
Hey, Bob.
Did you know on the Norwegian team there is all these lovely long names like Collins and Wist to God? There's a bond. There's fun. Yeah, we're be international. Your Excellency, Rick. Lions again. My $2. One, I want to thank all the help I had, even though I worry about it up until the fourth. It keeps me up at night.
That's when he finally comes home.
And I really want to have a special shout out to Lloyd and Dave, who put in dawn to dusk and later days, so we can get this all done. I just want to thank you all. And we did have an excellent, oh, you were there a lot.
I need to know to beat the quota. Did you get it?
You mean
A hamburger, 2 patties, because
Oh.
we're trying to beat this quota.
we sold 1,900 and some odd patties.
By a landslide.
Yeah, it was like 1,420 hamburgers.
Nice.
That's what, and the new fan is the way it works. So, that's it, thank you.
Ryan Rick, fellow Ryan and guest.
Who's that?
I've got a happy $5 here because I'm working on my 100% attendance. I haven't been here for a while. I happened to, before lunch today, I happened to go to the Elks Club, the Longview Hotel, and the fairgrounds. And I thought, oh yeah, we're not eating there anymore.
What?
Bye, Greg.
Past everything.
President, Rick. Oh, yes, here's $5. I don't know how more than I talk.
Me either.
This is kind of a birthday time for our family. Saturday on the 4th was my middle son's better half. He turned 58. Thursday this week, one of my granddaughters turns 30. Well, the one that kills me is the oldest son turns 60 today. Yeah, that's bad. 18. Good week. I enjoyed working over at the beer garden with Wayne, and that's the first time I worked after in a lot of years. I also worked the kids races. That was a lot of fun. Just I had to sit next to Mary. Anyway, that's $20.
Back down here.
Eric, you don't have any money?
I'm running down here for raises. PCC, Hal.
Thank you, most beautiful campus. It is so nice to have you all around.
Nobody likes the suck up.
President Honeybun, Rick, I'll do it for you.
Honeybun.
Excuse me?
Yeah, fellow Lions and guests. Those that, number one, Happy Buck, obviously shirts and stuff have come in. If you told me verbally something, I probably forgot it. So come see me and we'll get more. We'll have more here next week. Second, Happy Buck. Whose guest are you, Roger?
Roger is not even
So
there.
you're Greg's guest. Go ahead.
Roger,
Big,
100% pins.
yeah. Last time I think I saw him, he was taking my knee and trying to twist it the other direction so it would work right. And so far, it still hurts.
Maybe you should work on your head.
Yeah, I know it. Third one.
You should work on your driving.
Yeah, that's it. The third one, and you'll all appreciate this, young sweet Merle is up at Camp Camino right now with the other 12 students that came in. She was a real dream to work with, except when she was giving me driving instructions. I thought you'd all appreciate that. She went so far as to say, red light, green light, red light, green light.
Well, did you see him?
Left turn, right turn, and it's going, okay, you are sweet until you stop doing that. Yeah.
Get the hook.
It was a real joy. Now,
Get the hook.
now my wife has a hearing issue, and she's in the back seat saying, "What'd she say? What'd she say?" I said, "Nothing." Finally, I think I want to shout out to the World Cup United States. It's been amazing games. One of the reasons I was a little bit late was watching Argentina win in the last 2 minutes. It was just like, and they were behind most of the game. It was just amazing. In spite of what the U.S. did on Monday, it was a very good year for U.S. soccer. A very good year. You have a bad game. And in 1974, I met a bunch of guys. And I think Greg was one of them, and our president, Rick, was one of them.
Sorry.
When I came to town in a group called the Longview JCs. So I'd like to
You let him
celebrate you as the last living JC to make it the president in the Longview Pioneer Lions Club.
Thank you.
Wow.
Thank you, Hal.
Hal, don't sit. Don't sit down.
And if you want more, you're done. You're done.
My turn.
Get the hook.
Somebody dropped their tickets.
I'll claim it.
Al.
Not me.
I'll take
Yeah, they
them.
are. They were right underneath your foot. Yes, they were.
He's got tickets in his
I
hand.
got 8. I only gave an audit.
You have 4. You don't have 8.
I had a blue one and 4 red ones.
Yeah, you did.
He's got,
Harold found
Who's
them.
missing their 4?
he's got 4 red ones.
Tell you what,
He has his.
Who's missing?
Auction them off.
I'm about to.
$1.
Who's missing their red tickets? It was stuck underneath Hal.
I just want to get it over with. I'll pay $1.
Will we wait till after the drawing?
They're not winners.
Fastest gunners.
President Rick Lyons a guest, $1. I'll do a joke. $10.
Oh, no.
Hal, get the hook.
If a woman has 3 sons,
I have another $1 to stop it.
if a woman has 3 sons, and each son has 2 sisters, how many children does the woman have?
3 sons.
Too many.
One named Spencer.
All right, we're done.
5.
See, I told you the answer.
I've got him. We're not giving Steve the mic again. Past President.
President Rick, fellow Lions, a yes. Thank goodness my daughter has a good job because I had to borrow $1 from her. But I just wanted to say we just got back from Washington, D.C. So if you had not looked at Facebook, my husband posted on there what we saw leaving Chicago up in the air in the plane. There was a storm brewing, and we watched the whole thing for like an hour. It was crazy. So look at his video on Facebook. And then I think, it's not,
No, but this is.
we need to, say a happy birthday to Bill Watson, because his birthday was on July 3rd. And we got to celebrate some of the beer party, but he worked it, so.
Happy birthday to you. Birthday, dear Bill. Happy birthday to you. All in unison, thank you.
President, Rick, fellow lines and guests, I'm just happy the damn 4th of July is over.
President Rick, fellow lions and guests, I reiterate John's comments. Attended most of the events that I could on Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. We picked up the equipment, and Monday for cleanup, and for all that, they gave me the greatest job to do, which I appreciate, which was cleaning the grill.
All right.
President Rick, fellow lions and guests, very happy on the 4th of July and spirits. I felt like we had a lot of people helping out, and for the, there was an open spot, somebody jumped right in, so it was really great. And then also, real quick, the totem pole on Land Island is coming down finally, and I believe it's going to be the 28th, which is a Tuesday, club day, probably right in the middle of our meeting, so I'm still checking it out, but possibility of having just a meeting at the lake. So we'll see how that comes together. I'm trying to get an answer today.
Okay. All right. Okay. Fred.
Is that it? I'd like to, I'll use the microphone. I'd like to thank Katie for a year or two of doing our secretary. 1 year. And if you notice that we have a rerun up here, Steve is our secretary. And I hope he does a great job. Do you have anything to say, Steve, as far as paperwork?
No.
Okay, also Lynn is assisting him. Lynn Peterson.
She will be doing the roar.
She's doing the roar.
So you're adding things up.
Oh my God.
Okay, also, Spencer,
Yeah,
do you have a program?
I do have a program. Thank you. Thank you.
Get blinded.
Yeah, we do have a program today. I'm so glad we could get to it. It's going to be absolutely riveting. We have our friends from Longview Police Department's Behavioral Health Unit this week. Would you guys like to introduce yourselves?
Yeah. Hello, everybody. Do I need to use the mic? This is the first time I've ever used the mic before. Can you guys hear me?
We're all hard of hearing.
Behavioral Health Unit with the Longview Police. My name is Ben. Emily, we got Sergeant Sanders, Jordan. So we have a PowerPoint, and those can tend to be kind of boring. So I'm going to just kind of summarize things, and we'll talk about things as we go. But also I want to say, well, first, I want to say I learned a little bit about what you guys do for the community and how you serve the community. I don't know much. You guys can let me know all of the things that you do. That'd be awesome to understand, but it seems like that we're in good company. You guys do a lot of good things for our community. We feel like we do too. So we're going to kind of teach you about this a little bit. But, so, as it says, our supervisor, Sergeant Jordan Sanders. So on our team, we have 5 crisis responders, kind of at different levels based on education and experience, but you can see the names. The most important ones are myself and Emily, of course. Right?
And we have a community outreach coordinator and a therapeutic court case manager. So there's a good sized team. And we kind of do separate things. So we'll get through that. If there's anything that I didn't talk about, you guys would like to know, just blurt it out. All right. So the folks that we tend to help are people who don't have housing, homeless folks, people in crisis, substance use, mental health. We do a lot of welfare checks. We get calls for people who are suicidal. We help on calls, disorderly conduct calls, and vulnerable adults, scam victims. So you can imagine, we get a lot of calls. So calls come into 911. That's what we monitor, along with the police. So we get a lot of calls for a lot of different things. So we're watching calls come in, and we kind of can tell where we're about to head. Where we're headed on certain calls. So a lot of times, if we know what we're dealing with, and we know who we're dealing with because we deal with the same folks pretty often, a lot of times we can go by ourselves. We don't need an officer with us. Sometimes things can get kind of dicey, or we don't know, what might happen, who we're involved with. It could be a kind of a wacky situation, things like that. So we'll have officers. They'll either come with us, we'll go with them, we'll co-respond to certain calls. So things change all the time. It could start as one situation with law enforcement, 911 call, that quickly changes into something that could be more dangerous, less dangerous, risky or not. So as they go. So we usually always have an officer with us. A lot of times for some calls we don't. We can handle certain things by ourselves. But then when those things turn dicey, we get an officer with us and it comes pretty fast. Some of the skills, some of the things we do. We de-escalate a lot. We intervene with crises. So, and that's based on education and experience, things like that. That's why our level of education, the highest one for this job is a master's degree. We have a few bachelor's degrees, a couple master's degree folks, and it's the schooling that's revolved around therapy and crisis response and things like that. So we can go into situations and use our skills to just kind of help bring people down, try to understand what's going on in their lives. As it says, we bridge the gap between enforcement and support. So not everything needs to be enforced. Not everything is criminal. If somebody is struggling with substance use or mental health and they're not committing a crime, police officers will usually be the ones who show up. But they have us, so we can kind of bridge that gap. And we'll see numbers later that show the amount of calls that we participated in, and then the amount of arrests. And the arrests are significantly coming down, and people are, more folks are getting the help that they need. So, you go back one, Emily. Divert individuals to behavioral health resources and as an alternative to incarceration. So, a lot of times a person doesn't benefit from going to jail. If they're not breaking laws, they're just having difficulties with mental health or substance use. It's kind of like it'll just be a rotating door if they just keep being incarcerated for things related to homelessness or mental health issues. So it's like if we can intervene in that, get them the help they need, whether it's treatment, medication, substance use treatment, mental health help, anything, housing, clothing, food, any of those kinds of things, and divert them away from jail. We have so many success stories that show these people aren't being re-incarcerated over and over again. They're actually getting help. People that we worked with a couple years ago, a year ago, they're still clean and doing well. They're like good members of our society. So there's proof. So we monitor calls for services, like I said. Now, the ways that we help people in crisis, there's a lot of things that we can provide people, from simply a cell phone, hotel rooms for like respite, if we're helping somebody get to treatment and it might take a few days. We have the ability to put them in a safe place, a place where we can contact them, we know where they're at the moment, so that we don't have to look around to find them to get them to the treatment that we set up for them. So a lot of times we have the ability to put people in hotel rooms for a few days, just to get them on the path to where they need to go. Obviously, food, clothing. I mean, this list can just continue. We because we're super resourceful people. We love challenges. So, you know, something new pops up every day where we're like, wow, we've never done that before. We'll figure it out. There's enough of us, and we have enough experience to kind of handle any issue, really. So, we help with a lot of things. There's our car. We have two cars that look like that. We just got a new truck. Yeah, so that's what we roll around in. I'm sure you guys have seen it. So our general process for if we go on a call, so we engage with folks, we assess what's going on. Obviously, the first thing is assessing risk for ourselves, risk for danger for ourselves. So once that's all established and we're good, law enforcement will leave us sometimes if we're like, we're good. We know these folks, we feel safe, we feel confident. Sometimes the law enforcement will stick with us through the whole call, but so we assess the situation, we decide what resources somebody needs, whether we just refer them to somebody, so, you know, go here at this time and do this, which doesn't really stick most of the time, you know, trusting or hoping that somebody is in the right mind or can figure out how to get to a resource that we refer them to. A lot of times we just like to swoop people up and make sure they get to where they need to go. A lot of times there's issues with paperwork or waiting in line and all these things you can imagine that a lot of times people just give up on. You know what I mean? They otherwise, chances are they would have done it in the first place. So there's barriers to people getting the help that they need or want. We'll talk about that too, the want part. But so oftentimes there's these barriers and we like to just kind of barrel through them. And because it could be something as simple as being too nervous or I can't read or something like that. I've never filled out this paperwork because I just can't. And so you start to find out by assessing people, you start to figure out what the barriers are that these folks have had for why they haven't gotten help in the past. And it could just, I mean, you can imagine, it could be anything. But a lot of times we find that it's these little things, like that's what's kept you from getting help this whole time. Interesting. Well, we can handle that right now. So we just go and we just take care of business. Otherwise, and that kind of refers to the direct handoff with folks. A lot of times we've built so many relationships in the community with service providers that we can get folks in faster sometimes than they would have been able to do it on their own. So wherever, I say, even if somebody dental appointments, anything you could think of that somebody needs, right? So through the relationships that we build in this community, within this community, we're able to, and previous jobs that we've had in the community, we're able to get people right into places, whether it's treatment. So think about this. If somebody decided that they wanted to get clean, free of drugs and alcohol, drugs and or alcohol, they want to change their lives. If they were to go and try to do that on their own, they would have to make an appointment probably for a week out to get an assessment. They would have to wait another week for an intake appointment. They would have to wait another week to start the services that they really want. So in this 3-week, at least, time frame, people's motivation kind of starts to wane. You know, they're like, it's just, they'll just go off. They were ready in the moment, and that moment is what matters, right? So that's a lot of times when we come in. So we're able to get somebody into residential treatment, which would usually take about a month. We're able to get somebody in residential treatment in a day, in a couple of days, every Thursday. We can do it. We can do it in between also. So that's life changing and that's life saving. You know, saving. Honestly, I've seen it. I've worked in inpatient, outpatient residential programs, and it takes so long that people just lose the motivation to go. Well, we have them in a car, and then on a train, and a bus, or however it has to work out within a day. And so, I mean, to me, that's like amazing. That's a big deal. So the treatment providers hear that and they're like, what? It takes us a month. And we're like, we'll have them here tomorrow. And so you can imagine all these, you know, I mean, it helps our community members too and our resource providers, because a lot of times we can help them better than sometimes they can help themselves, which is in the community. So we don't mess around, honestly. The processes that we use, I mean, we all use these in our regular lives with our children. our 60-plus-year-old children. I heard happy birthday, Bill. I heard Googling is very important if we want to find out how to fix a lawnmower. Yeah, I'll do some stuff. Well, let's go back just a little bit. But this is a quick kind of a list. I'm sure you all can read it. About some of the skills that we use: active listening, motivational interviewing, reflective listening. These are a lot of things that we've all used with our children growing up. So they're these terms that the scientific and psychological community have put on some things, but these are all natural things that we all do to try to motivate people, to help them understand something that might interest them more, try to move somebody from one place to another, trying to get your child to not sneak snacks up into their bedroom, the same skills we use to help folks understand that doing drugs is not good for you, and you can get help if you're ready. So they seem like big things. I've gone to school for 12 years straight to learn these things, and God, I've been doing them all my kids have. A lot of community resources. I know you guys probably know about a lot of these also. Community House, coordinated entry, level overwhelming. There's a 1414 club. There's CORE that pretty much runs this whole intersection over here with all their resources that they have. Columbia Wellness, the hospital. I'm also an emergency department social worker, so there's another relationship that we get to use between the hospital and us, law enforcement. So we couldn't do a lot of what we do without the folks here that do what they do. So ADHS is a residential treatment center, Vancouver. They do dual diagnosis, so they help folks with substance use and mental health at the same time. A lot of places you'll find they do one or the other. And of course, those things go hand in hand. Whether which one comes first, or which one's most important to treat first, that's all kind of out the door. I mean, you know, if there's a place that can do both of them at the same time, that's the spot to be, right? Yep, Toutle River campus, which was the old Family Health Center. They were, or the old DAPC years ago. Interesting thing about them is years ago, they did old school residential treatment. So if somebody came here for alcohol, what they would do is the first thing is they'd give them a gallon of vodka and they would say, drink it. And they would make the person who was about to get treatment sick and hopefully sick of alcohol, and then kind of help. They don't do that anymore. Well, I think if they did, everyone would want to go to treatment. I get a free gallon of vodka, so I'm out of here.
The price of alcohol went up.
Yeah. No, they don't do that anymore. So we're learning. A lot of outpatient resources in our community: Awakenings, Ideal Options, Community Integrated, Tribe. There's a lot of, people often say about this community when they come here, they're like, man, this is a rough town. Longview is a rough town. It seems like we have big city problems in a smaller city, right? But an important thing to, what I help people understand is, yes, there are a lot of issues that Longview has, but because of that, we have a lot of organizations trying to do what they can to help. So I don't know what comes first, but at least we have all of these places to try to help with, the issues that we have. Food providers, you guys know, Salvation Army, Catfish. Some facts. So, from July 2025 to June 2026, we encountered 888 people. No, we participated with. We actually met face to face with 2,332 people. But a lot of these are not individual, not separate folks. A lot of folks we will see, some folks we talk to, they're involved in 911 calls like 4 times a day. So folks that are really struggling. We've seen, we can see folks struggling on the street. Well, you can imagine how many 911 calls come in for one person at a time, right? And that's another big role that we have, is to try to reduce these 911 calls and reduce plugging up that system. So, let's see, in June of 2026, we reached out to, we had 216 contacts, and we provided something, some kind of service for 79 folks in 1 month. I mean, that's pretty cool. There's a lot going on in the background. And especially with the behavioral health unit, people will be like, what do you guys do? We see you zipping around, but what do you guys actually do? Well, we do a lot of stuff in the background. And it almost feels, I don't want to say this in front of my boss, but it feels like we're working ourselves out of a job. I don't want to say this in front of the mayor. We already dealt with that. So, you know what I'm saying? But it seems things in our world, things are getting better. You know, and it's like, oh crap, I don't mind working myself out of a job. I can do anything I want. Like all of us can. So, but it seems like things are changing. So, I mean, that's good news. We'll keep the money coming, you know, you guys, city people.
That's not me anymore.
Otherwise, you guys got to drive around these cars and do it.
Tried, I got yelled at.
So, some success stories. I can't, and I'm not going to read all of these things, but there's two. Huh? Do you want me to read it? Are we out of time?
We got 10 minutes.
So let me just say, there was two that came to mind. So what was it? I don't know, maybe a year ago. A year ago, we got a call to come to the school because there was a brother and a sister who were struggling. Their hygiene was not doing well. They were having to be fed at the school and things like this. So it started as kind of a parental, kind of maybe a neglect thing or something that the school was worried about. So we came and we found out that single father, circumstances were such that they're all living in a single cab pickup and they're doing their best. They have their things in the bed, covered bed of a truck, but those three are living in a pickup truck. And a church allowed them to park on their property, so they had a safe place to park. So that's what we walked into. And CPS got involved in all of these things. Well, put them up in a hotel first thing, so they could shower. I mean, we gathered clothes, food. The kids were doing really well in school, which was awesome, which was kind of amazing considering the conditions they were living in. But you might have to chime in because it was a year ago and my memory sucks. But ultimately, so we helped, what we did, there were so many different circumstances. No drug use, things like that. Whatever the relationship status was, made it so the dad had custody and he was struggling, obviously, right? So we, as a team, it took a minute, but we ended up, what did we do? We ended up getting him a place to stay at a new kind of it's called Fire Remedy. So what they do is they garden for themselves. They produce their own food. They're building this place to be bigger. And folks live there and they get to live there. They do volunteer community service for kind of anything that, like for CAT. So they'll give them jobs to do, plus they're building up their own spot. So we got him a spot up there. Did the kids go with him?
Yeah, they were able to stay because we got hotel, but CPS working with kids, but since we got the hotel, they could stay together.
Beautiful. Yeah, so the family almost got split up until we got involved. So now family was able to stay together. Anyways, this guy, we helped him get to where he needed to go and the children, but we saw him a few months ago and he waved us down and it was actually right across the street. Yep, right across the street. And he waved us down and he wanted to thank us. They're all still at the Fire Remedy property. They're all doing well. So they've been housed for a year. He's working. He's making money. The kids are safe. The kids are killing it at school. So there's like how we can intervene and like think of one situation and it turns out, wow, we're keeping a family from being separated. We found housing. The important thing is that he was able to maintain it. We can try to start things for people all the time, but depending on their motivation and whatever is going on in their lives, if they don't maintain it, we can send somebody to treatment. If they're not motivated to maintain it, then we'll see them again. And we just keep going over and over and over until it sticks, hopefully, at some point. What do we got, like 2 minutes? About half a minute. So, half a minute, okay, so people often ask, this is kind of the thing, people often ask, hey, how do we get a hold of you guys if we need help? What's your guys' phone number?
911.
Thank you. I say 911 and they kind of chuckle, but that's real. You can get a hold of us other ways, but it's through dispatch. So when people ask for our cell phone numbers, I say 911. So there's other ways to get a hold of us. There's folks in here that know how to get a hold of us. If there's something going on and you guys aren't sure, or people aren't sure if it's something to call 911 about, there's the non-emergency also. But there's ways to get a hold of us. If you're worried about somebody, we'll route it the way it needs to go through, but we'll help. So I say 911 is the only way, but it's not. So you can get a hold of us, and you guys will have this information. If there's somebody or something you're worried about, I mean, even a family member, if you guys are worried about something, or you think somebody that you love, or that you just drive by on the way here, and you feel like they're struggling, they need help, get a hold of us. That's what we're here for. We'll handle it, trust me.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Any
I'd like to
questions?
thank you for the good presentation.
I don't know if you guys got any questions, but if you do, holler.
Hang around, they'll talk to you afterwards.
What'd you say?
I said hang around, they'll talk to you afterwards.
Oh, wonderful. Thank you. I got a glass for my beverage.
I don't think the whole bottle of vodka will fit.
I don't drink it. I don't drink anymore. So water.
That's good.
I stopped that a little while.
I'd like to thank Bob and Dave especially, and Bob for their work on the lake. And thank you. And every other lion that showed up. Roger, you showed up. You did good.
And he was
John.
Roger was my assistant
And?
at the beer gardens.
Oh, John was?
Roger was.
Roger was. Okay.
Kurt.
Kurt. Kurt. Anyway, thank you, everybody, and Katie, Jedwood, you did good. Thank you. Announcements, Bob.
Hey, Bob.
Quick announcements.
Hey, Bob. Hurry up, Bob.
All right, President Rick and fellow Lions guest. Okay, Thursday was our first concert. Check the sign-up sheet that Jane put out. This Thursday, in 2 days. Right after the board meeting, which is Thursday morning at 8 o'clock, we're gonna go to the shop and start cooking corn for tonight. Get that all set up. Then we'll come back, go to the lake, and then Friday morning, we're having cleanup at the shop. So sign up for that if you can. The fair starts 2 weeks from tomorrow, just as a reminder. I got an email from them. Parking is still $10 a day, or you can get a 4-day ticket for $30. Hopefully we'll have a few free passes, but that's all we got.
Bob?
And that's the most important stuff, so I'll move on.
Patrick's got something to add to that.
The buses are free that weekend.
Oh, okay.
The buses are free that way.
Are they going up on Columbia Heights again?
One more thing to note for Bob and everybody, Highlands Neighborhood Association has asked if we would do National Night Out again. So that is just in August, so.
Okay, Greg, do you have an announcement?
President Rick, no, I guess, tomorrow evening at 6:30 is our monthly Site and Hearing Foundation meeting. Any lion is more than welcome to attend to see what we do. That's at 6:30. At 6 o'clock, we're gonna have a couple visitors from over east of the mountains, Yakima area, Lions. They're gonna see how we put our foundation together so they can start one over on that side of the mountains.
President Rick, fellow Lions and guests, we've got a couple of announcements. We have a board meeting this Thursday, 8 in the morning, and that's at CJAC on Olympia Way, and everybody is invited to come. Regarding the evening meetings, we're canceled for July and August. We have coming up on July 14th, which is a Tuesday, Business After Hours put on by the Chamber of Commerce. And we've gotten a lot of speakers that way, we've gotten some new members that way. So everybody's welcome. That's July 14th from 5 to 7 p.m. And it's going to be at the Chamber of Commerce, which is the Visitor Center. So I think you're safe if you show up. It's going to be $10, or you can call the chamber and get registered. Also, we have a sign-up in the back for Downtowners Cleanup. So there's a sign-up sheet for July 11th, which is Saturday, from 9 to 11, and we'll meet in the back of Mill City Grill. Bring some gloves. I have some grabbers, just little tools, whatever you think is going to be useful.
Red tickets.
John.
President Rick, fellow Lions and guests, just a little FYI. The 14th we'll be giving the fake check to the Central Sandlot. And then on the 21st, we'll be giving the check to the AWPPW. So wear all your gear at the end of the meeting. We'll have a group photo with the check presentation.
All right, hold on.
You're wearing your stuff all on.
And it's okay to wear it
But
underneath.
wash it every once in a while.
Okay. Oh, yes, please wash it in here.
Terry.
I just want to show off the sexy legs.
Thank you. President Rick, fellow Lions and guests, a month ago about, we had our awards presentation, and the gal never showed up for it. And it's a good reason. I'm sure she had a good reason, but the woman always does.
What's up, Terry? Dig a little deeper.
When this gal started with the Lions, she, as a rookie Lion, said that she wanted to be busy, and she's done that, and so with that in mind, for the Longview Pioneer Lions Rookie of the Year for 2025-26, Lynn Peterson.
Yeah, take a picture.
We need a picture.
Terry, wear your glasses. I don't recognize.
I wish I knew.
President Rick, fellow Lions and guests, mark August 8th on your calendar to see Cosmopolis Lions are chartering a new Elmo McCleary Club. On the 8th of August at the Cosmopolis Clubhouse at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. And International Director Mark Mansell and his wife will be the officiants that night.
What time?
Or that day. 3 o'clock. In the afternoon.
It's a Saturday.
It's a Saturday.